Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Gladys Briggs and I do gardening vlogs and the occasional lifestyle content. Today I'm going to be showing you how I use pots, planters and hanging baskets in my garden to create a stunning look. And this is for both horticulture and vegetable gardening. Although my garden isn't 100% a container garden, but I do use a lot of containers in my garden. And the way that I achieve the look that I prefer, my preferred look, is by clustering similar pots together. There are so many different types of containers that you could use, and I think I'm making a video in the future ahead of this one, just after this one. I'm making a video. Yes, there are so many different types of containers that you could choose from out there for your plant display or for your plant home, but my preferred one is still the good old traditional terracotta clay pots. In my front garden, which is a moonlight themed garden, that is to say the plants are visible at night, I have used a lot of pots, and what I'm going for here is just organized chaos. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Organized, like organized, disorganized. Yeah. A lot of gardeners will teach you how to put so many different types of plants in one container, but when I create my container clusters, I like to go for one type of plant in a pot and cluster different pots together, arranging them as I would like to have them look. Yeah, so I hope you will see what I mean here. I put similar containers together, but in those individual containers I have one type of plant in each of those ones. So let's say I have zinnias. I'm just gonna have zinnias in that one pot. Yeah, white zinnias, and they will just come up and all of them will bloom at the same time, and it's just spectacular to look at. The main advantage to this type of system or this method is that it helps me to have different displays at different seasons of the year. So all I'm doing is moving the pots out when the plants have finished blooming. A good example is how I've used this container for these zinnias, which will soon be in full bloom and will take me well into the autumn and even winter months. Soon as they are finished, I will collect the seeds for the next planting season, and then I will put some bulbs in for spring. That way I have something in my front garden all year round. I have a little corner at the back of the house where I'm getting that, like a little nursery where I'm growing these pots, plants in the pots, and as soon as they are ready to as soon as they're almost, like when I can see the flower pod coming through, I just take them to the front, because I know in a week or two they will be in full bloom and they will be deserving. The front garden will be deserving of them. In fact, I can take some of these containers indoors. Yeah, maybe into this room during the winter season when it's very cold. I can take some of the warm containers and keep them here, and they do just stay here. They will stay here throughout the winter, autumn, winter and early spring, and then before I know it, they are ready to start off again, and I can just start them off again in the front garden. Another place where I have a cluster of containers is in my vegetable garden, and this time I have chosen a cluster of black pots to grow, black pots and grow bags. I put some flowers in as well to encourage bees and butterflies for pollination. There are so many different types of vegetables that we can plant in containers. For those of you who love to plant vegetables, yeah, so many different things that we can plant in containers: tomatoes, peppers, onions, garden eggs. We call them garden eggs in Nigeria, but British people say aubergines and American people say eggplants. Yeah, so you can plant your garden eggs in your container, potatoes, carrots, beans, grow bags. You can leave these things. I use grow bags a lot in my backyard here because I think they're a little bit more slug proof than just plastic buckets. Slugs and snails find it more difficult climbing through the grow bags than they do, because it's kind of like felt, if you know what I mean. It feels like felt. It is felt, I think. Yeah, so it's not as easy for them to climb through than how easy it is for them to slide through like wood or ceramic pots, or any other material that we use for containers. Now, planting in containers means that I shouldn't hear you saying I don't have space. Those of you that complain, I don't have space in my backyard, I don't have any space to plant. It gives you the opportunity to plant your vegetables in your containers. I've seen people who live in flats, in apartments, that put little grow bags in their balcony and grow tomatoes. Things like, if you're from West Africa, we use pepper a lot, like chilies. We use them a lot in our cooking, and there's nothing like having the fresh smell of the chilies. You can have amaranths, the leaf, the one we call green. They grow so quickly in the summer, within 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you have a full, you can grow your water leaves. You can grow so many things in your grow bags. You can keep the water leaf seeds and put them in the grow bags. There's no need for you to say I don't have space. You can make the most of the little space that you have if you plant things in containers. And you can theme your containers, like I'm color theming mine. I've used, and the color brings everything together. When you have so many different plants with so many different patterns, it can become difficult when there are so many different things going on. But if you have a uniform, something that brings everything together, all clay pots or all black pots, or all ceramic or all terracotta pots in one color, it brings everything kind of together. So it's beauty in another kind of more beautiful way. I'm just going to show you on this little corner of my garden how I'm trying to cluster some blue pots together. I just have 2 of them here. You can see them. That's like cobalt blue. I love those pots. I got them from Habitat. The shop has closed now in my city. I think it's still online. Well, it might be somewhere here in the UK, but it's called Habitat, and they're really pretty. They are out there online, and I've just put a few things together. I think I love the color reds, this red foliage. I was really into the whole red foliage at the time. You can see that with some ferns, and there's no kind of floral anything there. There's no flowers or anything. It's just foliage going on here with the little other red one offsetting it at the back. All really beautiful. I still need to find something for the small one there, but I haven't seen something in red yet. Okay, I have another shade of blue on that end, if you could see it. Yes, something there that I just started off, and there's a little bit of red going on in it as well. I love red in the foliage, but not so much in the flowers. So yes, clustering your pots is it's a beautiful way. I think it highlights the plants. It takes the attention off, and especially if you have just foliage and you want to just create the drama without the flowers. Sometimes flowers can be too much. You just want something that just brings in the oxygen and is in tune, brings in the texture, brings in other things, just other things other than flowers. Well, I also have a cluster of water leaves growing on my window, and I'm just going to share photos of that with you. My brother-in-law Raphael brought these water leaves, and if you don't, I don't know what they call this, but the botanical name is Talinum something. Yeah, I'm going to research that and try and see if I can get it, and I'll put a picture of it if I can see. But they're growing on my window. We use it for vegetable soup in Nigeria. Water leaf, the one that we use for afang and edikus. Yes. So I'm growing them on my bedroom window, and they are doing so well. They're serving as an indoor plant for me. They're like little succulents, so they hold a lot of water in. But I'm going to teach you about how I'm doing that in another video. But I have a cluster of them in little bowls on my windowsill in my bedroom, like my guest room upstairs. So there's a lot of sunlight coming from there. So I try to create the hot, humid atmosphere that it loves to grow in there for it. So on that note, I'm going to say I think I've exhausted my ideas for today. Yes, so I hope that has blessed you. I hope that will give you the leap. You can take the leap now and go into the garden center or any of the flower shops. In Nigeria, there's lots of clay pots. They're the most beautiful pots. They're the most in my they make you the traditional. They have that that earthy home. It's like visiting your grandmother in the village, and there's something like in a clay pot. You understand what I mean? So yeah, I'll leave you now. with the video of my clay pots in my front garden. Thank you for watching. I shall see you in another one. Bye.